Hi, I'm Shelley Maurer,
And I'm Cher Emmerich. Welcome to Life Lessons from Pickleball,
where we engage with pickleball players from around the world about life on and off the court.
Thanks for joining us. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Life Lessons from Pickleball. We are so excited to have the wonderful Julie Billett as our guest today. Julie, you are an avid pickleball player and a real estate professional.
Yes, I would say yes to both of those.
You've been a Seattle area resident for the past 30 years, and you're an expert in your local real estate market. You're one of the top selling agents in the area, and you've been voted in consecutive years the 5-star real estate agent by Seattle Magazine.
Congratulations on that, by the way, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you're not only an avid player, but so is your family, your husband, adult kids, their spouses, and your son Nate is even a high level player, clearly a family affair.
Yes, for
Yes.
sure.
I noticed, Sherry, that you put Kurt in the first line in that litany of people in my family. He would be the most reluctant, but he still plays.
He's a good sport.
He's
Gets
a good
out there.
sport. He's a good sport. Okay, do I have to? Okay. But yes, it was really fun. We all play and we just have so much fun.
That's awesome.
Well, Julie, I just thank you for being on the podcast and welcome today. You're the reason I'm playing pickleball. Julie's actually the reason that I'm an athlete at all. I remember when I moved into the neighborhood and I met Julie and I would see her running down the road and she made me so curious about running. And before I knew it, I was right next to her running with Julie because she's just that way. She just includes everyone and she's just such a wonderful person. And then, oh, can I start over again?
No, Shelley, these tears are real. And I mean, she totally influenced you in so many ways. Julie, we're talking about you like you're not even here, but you are here
She
and you're the
did.
reason.
She's the reason that I am an athlete. And so the first we were running together, and then next thing I knew, Julie had me in the aerobic studio. And then she was teaching spinning classes and had me on that spinning bike. And the biggest shock of all was one day she came to me and said, "You know, Shelley, we're going to start doing triathlons." And I'm like, "Oh, we are." Well, the only problem is I don't know how to swim, Julie. Well, we'll take care of that. And before I knew it, she had me down at the swimming pool at 5:30 in the morning. I'm not a morning person. In the cold pool, swimming, learning how to swim.
I remember, Shelley, we both had the float belts on. It wasn't just you not knowing so much. Hey,
We
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, we had our float belts on, but we did it. We did a few triathlons together. That was amazing. And so when Julie told me I had to try pickleball, I had to. And here I am about a year and a half later, and it's my passion.
I knew
So
she
thank
would
you,
love it.
Julie.
I
Yeah.
knew she would love it. I knew she would be good at it. And she is.
And she is. I'll say she
Yes.
is. But how did
Yes.
you even get introduced to it, Julie?
Well, I think as long ago as high school, I think it was a unit. Now I'm, not a spring chicken, and it was around. I think we had a unit in our PE in high school, but then so I've hit the ball around a few times over the years. And when we bought this current house, which we've lived here since '06, it had a slab of concrete. We fashioned a net across it. My son, he, did that with a little contraption on the side of the garage, and we would play, nothing fancy. But I would, being in real estate for the last 19 years, I've been, pretty busy. It's a busy job. And I would go down to what's now Woodinville Sports Club, at the time Gold Creek, for Shelley and all of us for so long. And I would watch these people playing pickleball. And I think, oh my goodness, look at this group of people. And having played tennis before I got into real estate, oh, I loved playing tennis with the team and the other women and the cup and the USTA team. And so that got put aside when real estate came along. And I would go by and watch these people. In fact, one day I was watching and this guy came up to me and said, "Hey, you want to join in?" I go, "Oh, sorry, I can't right now." And anyway, it was very welcoming. But I knew I am going to jump in one of these days. So about 2.5 years ago, I decided to jump in and I went to one of those open plays. So that's how it all got started.
Wow, in just 2.5 years, and now you are so freaking good at this game.
Oh,
Oh
I
my
don't know
gosh.
about that.
Oh,
I don't
you
know,
are. You
but
are
I have
incredible.
fun.
So here's an interesting point. We did this conversation with you. We recorded an episode with you early on when we were first doing episodes, and we loved our conversation with you. And then when it was all over, I said, "Okay, I'm gonna stop recording," and it turned out I hadn't even started the recording. And so we lost that beautiful, wonderful conversation. I was mortified. But it
Oh,
turns out, Julie, I think the universe is at work because a lot has changed since we had that conversation with you. And you are kindly willing to share that change that's going on in your life because we know how inspiring your story can be. So, can you share with us what has changed so much since that last fun conversation?
yes. Thank you, Cher. So I know the exact date. It's like life changed.
Hmm.
Ooh, I'll just compose myself here a moment. So April 15th, I had a callback mammogram because something they had spotted on the regular yearly mammogram. So it was that time that then I was told by the radiologist, after looking at the ultrasound, "You have breast cancer." And so I looked around, I said, "Me? Like, are you talking to that person behind me? This Julie?" All of that kind of, whoa, so shocking. And, suddenly life is different. So
Yeah.
In 1 minute,
in
your
one,
life.
your life just turns on a dime, as we say. And so now I have a new journey,
You
but I'm
haven't.
trying to live my life. Excuse me. Let me get a sip of water here.
Sure. And it turns out even that your cancer is aggressive.
Yes. So there's a few different kinds of breast cancer. And even though my background is nursing and healthcare, and I've had many friends and acquaintances who've experienced breast cancer, but I didn't know all the details about the different kinds. I mean, I knew some basic hormone receptor, but yes, so mine is called a triple negative. So I have none of the three types of receptors, which is hormone, which is two of the ones, and then another HER2 receptor. So when you have none of those receptors on your tumor, it's called triple negative. And so that tumor is a little bit more aggressive and not the one you want to sign up for.
No,
But
no.
the good news is, and it is really good news, that it was caught early and has not spread to other nodes or other tissues or any lymph nodes.
Uh
So,
huh. Uh huh.
so that's very good news. And I'm very grateful that I had that yearly mammogram. So everybody out there, please, if you listen to this, please get your yearly mammogram.
Heads up. In fact, I just scheduled mine.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
thank you
good.
for that.
Yeah. Some of my friends said, "Julie, okay, I was going to kind of skip it or whatever, but yeah, now I'm going to do it.
Don't skip it.
Don't skip
So,
it."
so right now you're in chemo.
Yes. So right now, my regimen is 24 weeks of chemo.
Mm.
Then I will have surgery, and then I will have 3 weeks of radiation as kind of an ending to the treatment. So I'll be done probably December.
Wow.
So I started in May 2nd, and then I will be done with everything, around probably mid December, by Christmas, I say.
How has your diagnosis, besides the physical impact, how has it changed your life?
Good question. Well, first of all, you come face to face with your own mortality, and you say to yourself, "Well, I have cancer now, and at some point I could die of this," and you are totally out of control. You have absolutely no control, and you have to have trust and faith in the healthcare system and the regimen, and you don't.
Is that new for you to be out of control? Has your life generally been you like to have control of
Oh,
things or
sure. Are you
oh,
kidding? Yeah. And the last thing I didn't actually get out, sorry, my voice gets a little scratchy when it's emotional, and is that I don't want to, you realize you can't take things for granted. Is kind of that last piece, mortality, and out of control, trust in the system. And you can't, you learn, I can't take this life for granted. So yes, no, like most people, like Shelley, like I'm sure you share, we all like to be in control of our lives, right?
yes
Right.
we do.
Who doesn't? And absolutely, even though in my brain, I know that
Good.
we are not in control, in this world.
That's
We
right.
we are really not. We're fooling ourselves to think we are, and yet you kind of practice your life as if you do. It's just, I think, human nature, as and until something comes along, you like this, you realize that, oh goodness, I'm not in control. And one of my favorite theologians is Richard Rohr, and he says the two ways to grow as a person is through suffering. Sorry.
Yeah.
Through suffering and love. And I am walking, holding on to both of those with each hand.
Growing through suffering and love.
Love. That's how we grow. If we
That's how
don't
we
experience those things, we don't grow as people.
Right. There's no pearl without the grit.
Exactly. Yes,
Oh, good
Shelley,
one.
Shelley gave me a
Yes.
beautiful gift. And it talks about the pearl that, there's no pearl without grit. And we have to, it's a process in life. I think that we experience difficult things and suffer, and that's how we grow. So I'm kind of growing quite a bit.
You are.
Boy,
And you are truly just such an inspiration, Julie, the way that you've gone through this so far. I mean, seeing you out on the pickleball court with your smile,
still playing.
still playing, it's incredible.
Well, I think that when you're in something like this, you just want to have your life as normal as possible, right?
Yeah.
And so you don't want to be a victim, and you
Right.
don't want to be someone to feel sorry for you. You don't want that. I don't want to feel sorry for myself, and I don't want others to feel sorry for me. And you want to just live your life in a normal fashion. And pickleball is one of the joys of my life. And I tell people, okay, people are so kind. It's one of the lessons. If we have time enough, we'll get to all the lessons.
Yes.
People are so kind, my friends and family checking in with me. And I say, hey, if pickleball, or if my barometer is pickleball, and if I'm playing pickleball, I'm doing pretty well. And I'm playing about 3 times a week. I just played the other day, and then our whole family played Sunday. And I just played, I just played yesterday with Nate and two
Oh,
other
fun.
of my buddies, my regulars, Nancy, Donna, shout out.
Yeah.
And it was so fun. And with Nate, because Nate, my son, who's the former tennis player, he is so good at pickleball. And if you're his partner, you just look like you're a rock star, you know? So anyway, so pickleball is one of the joys of my life. And I am not going to give that up. I don't care if I'm huffing and puffing, but actually I've felt pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And what about your pickleball community? How has that
Oh gosh, I
influenced you?
love my pickleball community. They have been, this is so, you know, and you read any kind of study now about longevity and people who live in the blue zones, people who live, you know, to be 100 or even close to that. One of the characteristics of their lives uh, is community, and it really makes the quality and of your life so much better. And the pickleball community has just rallied around me with this cancer. And that's another thing. It's like, oh, I want to go play pickleball because I want to see them. Because as I tell my one friend, Janine, shout out, it gives me a joy uptick. I have, even pre-cancer, joy uptick was a thing for me. I go, okay, kids, look for joy upticks in your day.
Oh,
And
I
pickleball
love
is
it.
definitely a joy uptick for me.
I love that
Love
phrase,
that.
joy uptick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna borrow that. That is
Okay.
really
I think
good.
That's a
it's
good one.
trademarked, Cher. No,
What's
just kidding.
that? Say that again.
I think I trademarked that tip. No, I'm just teasing. You have to ask permission, but no, no,
I'll pay you.
no. It's a total joy uptick. Oh,
Oh,
so not only playing it, but I think seeing the people is more important than playing. I mean,
mhm.
you know, and I love playing, but the people, the playing, the joy, and they are just really behind me in this, and it's very nice.
Yeah.
Have there been some surprises for you in this journey with cancer and pickleball or
Oh gosh, there's so many surprises in a good way. I just I never knew I had so many friends. You know, I mean,
Oh.
Oh, I think we all know you have a lot of friends. Everybody
yeah,
loves Julie.
people have been so kind, and even people, you know, that I might know remotely who've heard maybe from, because it's no secret. I'm not trying to keep it to myself or anything. I have been, you know, open and sharing with my friends from the get-go. And so someone had messaged me that I just, you know, don't know that well, but it was just, she had heard from another person, just kindness. You know, I just have
Mhm.
been overwhelmed with the kindness of people and the love and the caring about me. And of course, all my old friends from, you know, first grade and way
Oh.
back are just behind me. And anyway, I've been surprised at within a in awe and, you know, thanksgiving or, you know, gratitude about that. It's just, wow, so nice. And it makes me want to be
Mhm.
that person for someone else.
Yes.
You know, I want to be there for someone else who's going through a difficult time. So those are important things.
Well, that's
And
just like you
I,
said, how we learn through suffering, right?
Yes,
Like you're
yes,
really learning
yes. No,
how and what you want to do for others.
oh, and the empathy, you know,
Yeah.
now,
mm,
you know, I have a dear friend who's going through stage 4 cancer
oh,
treatment. And I always have had empathy, like I thought, because
Yeah.
I'm a pretty empathic person, but now even more. And then I have another friend who experienced cancer probably like 9 years ago. And I was thinking to myself, was I there for her? Was I, you know, in hindsight, but we have to always look forward. We can learn from behind, but we
Mhm.
always have to go forward.
yeah.
And I want to be there for another friend.
Mhm.
What is the best way for people to be there for you or for someone who's on this journey like you are?
Yes, a good question. You know, I have an amazing husband, and He is a retired family practice doctor. So he is my friend, my counselor, my, my sidekick, my supporter.
Mhm.
And
Personal
then he's
chef.
also, what's that?
Personal chef.
Yes, and then he's that's what I was getting to. He's also the best cook ever. So he's been the cook in our family for a long time.
Oh.
And in fact, our kids, when they call to have help for a recipe, it's always, "Hey, Dad," never me. But so anyway, people have offered to, "Hey, can I bring a meal over?" I said, "No. Uh, very nice of you to offer, but I've got the personal chef right here, so we're good." And he cooks yummy, healthy foods, and it's his thing. It's his, if you want to borrow the term, love language. That's one of Kurt's love languages, because Shelley knows he is an amazing cook. So when we have people over, he loves it because it's his thing.
So
So
cool.
anyway, people have, so back to your question, Cher, uh, you know, people have offered that to me, and I've, like all of us, Shelley, I'm sure many, many times you give food and whatnot. But I think for me, it's just, I love when my friends or family text me and say, "Hey, just thinking about you." They don't need a response, but it just gives me a joy uptick that
Mm-hmm.
and some of them know, "Oh, isn't this number 9 today? I had number 9 chemo." Yes. And it touches me so much.
Oh.
It's just,
Yeah.
it just gives me a lift.
Oh.
And I'm not talking about facelift. It gives me, we'll get to that later. But no, it really just gives me such, I just love it. So
Yeah.
because people are afraid, "Oh, I don't want to bother you. Are you feeling sick?" And
Yeah.
no, you're kidding. That's what makes me well, you know.
And the fact that you don't feel like you have to get back to anybody. I mean,
No,
that's
no.
the one concern is I don't want to put
Yes.
anything on her that she
Yes.
might feel,
Oh,
but no, it
no.
just gives you that reminder that you are being thought
Someone's
about and
thinking about me.
loved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. No, Shelley's so sweet to check in on me frequently. And no, it just gives me a total boost. It's a
awesome.
booster
Oh,
shot.
yeah.
Let's just call it the booster shot.
That's the kind of vaccine we like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh my gosh. So you started to mention some life lessons that
Oh,
you've.
yes. And then I went back on my original notes, as I say, my PC, my pre-cancer notes. And then I just went by each section, and I practically every section I put, BC, breast cancer, because all of these things are lessons you learn having this disease, plus they're wonderful pickleball lessons. That first on the list was patience.
Mm.
That I think we talked about in the first session, that, oh my goodness, pickleball, you have to be patient. You start hitting the ball ahead of the time, and it's in the net, or you act too quickly and make the wrong shot selection. And then in this space, one of my old dear friends said that patience is a sacred space. And
Oh,
it's really true.
Oh,
oh,
I love
Oh,
that.
excuse me, it's like patience and waiting both, but I
Both.
take those
Yeah.
as the same
sure,
thing.
Yeah.
sure.
Patience, waiting is a sacred space, and you have to wait for the ball. And in this cancer, I like results. I'm a just, are you kidding? Control, results oriented person.
Yeah.
Is there a task list?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start checking it off. You kidding? And you can't do that here with cancer. And in pickleball, you have to be patient.
Yeah.
And I want, like, can't you tell me that the tumor's gone right now after 8 chemos?
Yeah.
No, I have to be patient. I
Patient.
have to trust. And that is so much pickleball.
Yeah.
And again, like we mentioned, you just have to have patience and trust in this world of treatment, cancer treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I think one of my favorite things to learn in life, period, is humility.
Mm-hmm.
And humility is the hallmark of a person that I feel like has evolved. And we all, I have not evolved. Hopefully I'm in the process, but when you look at someone who's truly humble, you think, or I think that's the person that I want to be. And in my notes, I had talked about, oh my gosh, someday you can just be playing terribly. And then you have to be humble about it, it's just, and also in pickleball, someone can teach you anything. A person off the street at the community pickleball court can say, oh, why don't you step back, and why don't you, okay, I have to be humble and listen to that and learn from that. And I think that having any kind of diagnosis teaches you to be humble. We just have to have that posture as we come to this sort of deal with this thing in life.
Right.
So I want to be a learner. I want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? What is this? What is this teaching me?
I hadn't thought
and being
about.
humble. Oh.
Oh, yeah, go ahead,
I
Shell.
was just thinking when she's talking about being the humble too, it's also not ever thinking you're better than someone else.
Yeah.
Totally. Very much. Very much. I think that goes hand in hand. One of my things was here I'm looking, the golden rule, putting others first. And that's absolutely right. Absolutely right.
And it occurs to me that getting that diagnosis also reminds us that we are not everything we thought we were, which was invincible and completely well and strong. And then we realize, oh, there's a whole nother phase here.
Yeah.
Yes. It teaches you to be humble, because, that, and never thinking you're better than someone else. And it kind of levels the playing field, which is good. I always said, even before this, I need to have that. I need to be leveled every day. I need to be put down. I need to get down every day. It's good for me.
Humility also reflects vulnerability. And I dare say that you felt some vulnerability when you were given your diagnosis and even now in your treatment.
Definitely. Yes, for sure. And I think being vulnerable just draws you to other people.
Yeah.
They're drawn to you when you're vulnerable, because you invite someone in, and I think they feel closer to you when you can be a real person and be vulnerable. And then I like to tell my stories where can you believe I did this stupid thing? Because it makes people feel good. Like, oh, good. I'm not the only one that does that. Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
And to laugh at it, it's like, oh, you got to hear what I did. And again, one of my bylines is anything for a good story later.
So, like not recording a wonderful conversation.
Yes. See, it makes a good story. There, no worries, and we all do silly things, and it just makes someone feel closer to you.
Right.
True. It's so true. If we're self-contained, we don't need anybody. How can anybody feel close to us?
No, and we're not perfect. And, I have cancer now. And so that is something I feel I can be vulnerable with other people and draw them closer to me instead of pushing them away.
Right.
That's fascinating, Julie, because I don't think that's all that common. I think a lot of times when we are in that vulnerable situation, getting a diagnosis or what, we do shut down, and we can't bear the idea of somebody coming close to us because we feel so unsure and insecure. And here you are saying, no, actually, it's opened you up to letting people in.
Yes. And that's, Cher, that was a perfect segue to one of my points.
There we go.
One of my points is you have to learn how to be a receiver now instead of a giver.
Oh, wow.
And we're all of us, I would say the majority of people would say, I'm very comfortable giving, but I'm not comfortable receiving. And that was me. And no, I have to learn how to receive.
Yes.
Are you learning it?
Mhm.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm very humbled by the receiving these gifts of, or not gifts. I mean, just expressions. I don't mean a physical gift per se. Expressions of love and care for me. I
Oh.
have received those, and it's humbling and
Yeah.
just very rich.
It is. And you deserve them because you have been such a giver for
Well, I don't
so
know if I
long.
deserve anything, but it is humbling to be on the receiving side. But thank you,
Mhm.
Shelley. Thank you.
And
Yeah.
And
when you were saying that you were so surprised at how loving and caring, how many loving and caring friends you have, it actually reflects the life that you lived BC before cancer, which was expressing your own love and caring for all the people who are
Mhm.
now having this opportunity to
Mhm.
express it back to you.
Mhm.
So it's not in a vacuum.
uh,
And how lovely that you do have this amazing community of friends, including us, and that we are able to be there in ways that are meaningful to you in this journey that you're on. And there are all kinds of journeys. I mean, cancer
oh,
is your
sure.
journey, and
Oh,
everyone is on some kind of journey typically, right?
Mhm.
Everyone.
everyone's on a journey.
And so
Yes.
for you to demonstrate, okay, when we're on these journeys, opening our hearts, trusting, loving,
Mm,
understanding that there's learning and suffering, all
Mhm.
those play a part in our being able to grow into a deeper, more meaningful human being.
you
Mhm.
said it beautifully. I think vulnerability and takes a risk. And I think
Mm.
Mhm.
we all have to take a risk to, I said, first of all, I took a risk to put myself out there for pickleball. But in
Mhm.
life, if we don't take a risk, we may have missed an opportunity. And
Right.
so, someone might take a risk with me reaching out to me, but I want to take a risk and err on the side of reaching out to someone else and
Mhm.
saying, are you okay? Or what can I do for you? I have a friend from high school who has had Parkinson's disease for years now, and
Mm.
she actually had breast cancer as well. She's now cured from that, but she's had many life challenges, and she's the sweetest thing. And she asked me the other day, Julie, what can I do for you?
Oh.
Talk about, I was so humbled by that.
Mhm. Wow.
So, but yeah, I think life we have to take. That was one of my points. Taking risks, and on each side, taking a risk to reach out to someone, but taking a risk to let someone come close to me.
Wow.
Wow.
Kind of got me right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that is really lovely.
Hmm.
Did
Let me. While
yeah.
you're doing that, I'll look at my list.
Yeah, yeah, please.
Sure. Please.
But I think that being present is really a key one.
Being
Being
present.
being present and
Mhm.
feeling like not just what can I learn on this journey and this path, but what can I learn in this present moment? I think presence and has been, such a buzzword for a long time,
Yeah.
and it's a good buzzword, but
Yeah.
I'm really learning it
Mm.
in this present moment. What can I learn?
Mm.
And I think that goes with pickleball too. I'm
Yeah,
present
'cause
right here, right here. It's right in front of my face. What
yeah.
can I what can I learn from this?
And if
And
you're not present, the ball goes whizzing by you or
yeah,
you miss
yeah,
it or right? Just
exactly.
like
And if you're not present, life can go whizzing by you.
right.
That's
Yep.
Oh shoot,
exactly
I
right.
just missed an
Exactly right.
opportunity to show some kindness to someone or
That's
something,
Mhm.
exactly right. Ooh, good analogy. Beautiful analogy.
Mhm.
So, what encouraging words might you have for people who are, actually, it's kind of a bigger question. We used to say, what encouraging words do you have for people who haven't ever tried pickleball? But I would like to expand that to what encouraging words do you have for people who are wanting to open their hearts, wanting to be present, wanting to receive, but they're afraid?
Right, right. Boy, that's a great question. I think you just have to take a risk because the benefits are so rewarding. You just have to step out there because if we don't step out, we don't draw ourselves into that community. Whether it's pickleball, whether it's a community of friends, I think you just have to, if relationship is what you're seeking, which I think the majority of people are. I mean, the
Yes.
Surgeon
Yes.
General says loneliness is the epidemic. So
Yeah.
everyone is searching for love. Everyone. Everyone's searching for love and however that manifests, maybe someone is a small group person or a one-on-one, whatever it is, everyone is looking for that. And we know that it extends your life and extends the quality or enriches the quality of your life. So I think one would just have to, overcome some of those fears to realize that the rewards are so great.
The rewards outweigh the anxiety
And the fear.
and the fear.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Julie, we can't thank you enough for your willingness to be so open-hearted, to step outside the comfort zone and to share your story with us. We know everyone in our community is eager to see this episode, and we know it's going to touch the lives and hearts of people all over the world because your willingness to take this risk is an inspiration for each of us to think, how might I step out of my comfort zone without having to hit a wall like cancer but maybe take baby steps even now into a new way of being. Oh, bless your heart.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Your kindness humbles me in kind words. And I just think any way that I can help someone else, I'm all in. You kidding? I'm all in.
And we're all in with you, Julie.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. All right.
Thank you to our beautiful followers, people who are watching and listening to this episode. If you have been touched in your heart by this story, we hope that you are willing to reach out and just check in with anyone you love and maybe somebody who you think might need a little uptick in joy. Oh, I love that. Oh, thank you all. And we look forward to a new conversation next week. Bye-bye.
If you love our podcast, we'd be so grateful if you'd take a few seconds to follow or subscribe to Life Lessons from Pickleball. This ensures you'll never miss an episode and helps us continue these wonderful conversations.
On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen, go to the show page and tap the follow button in the top right corner. And on YouTube, click the subscribe button under any of the episodes.
Thanks so much. Hope to see you on the court.